When my 3-year-old son pointed at me during family dinner, he said, "Grandma told me Mama is a witch who stole Daddy." "What did Grandma tell you?" I asked while my mother-in-law Janet sat there smiling like she'd won something. My husband Craig dropped his fork and our son Oliver kept pointing at me. "She said you use magic to make Daddy stay, and witches are bad." Oliver's voice was loud and clear in front of Craig's entire family at Thanksgiving. 23 relatives all stopped eating to stare at us. Janet took a sip of wine and acted shocked. "Oliver, sweetie, you weren't supposed to tell the secret." She said it like she was scolding him, but her eyes were laughing. Craig stood up, angry. "Mom, what the hell did you say to him?" But Janet was already in performance mode. "I didn't say anything inappropriate. Children have such imaginations." She turned to Craig's Aunt Dorothy. "You know how 3-year-olds make things up?" But Oliver wasn't done. "Grandma said Mama put a spell on you at college." He was looking at Craig now. "She said real mommies don't work and leave their babies." I'd gone back to my accounting job 6 months ago after maternity leave, and Janet had been furious about it. She said witches wear black clothes and Mama always wears black. I was wearing a black dress because it was slimming and professional. Craig picked up Oliver. "When did Grandma say these things, buddy?" Oliver played with Craig's collar while answering. "Every day when she watches me. She said Mama will fly away on her broom soon." Janet had been babysitting 3 days a week while I worked, and Craig traveled for business. "She reads me the witch book." Craig's sister Lauren suddenly looked uncomfortable. "Mom, you didn't read him that old German fairy tale book, did you? The one where the evil stepmother is burned as a witch at the end." Janet shrugged. "It's educational. Children need to learn about good and evil." She looked right at me. "And Oliver needs to know who really loves him." Craig's dad, Robert, finally spoke up. "Janet, that's enough. You're poisoning our grandson against his mother." But Janet wasn't backing down. "Someone needs to tell the truth in this family." She stood up and walked over to Oliver. "Tell them what else Grandma taught you, sweetie." Oliver looked confused, but recited like he'd memorized it. "Real grandmas get to see their grandkids every day, but witch mamas send grandmas away? Now I understand. This was about me refusing to let her move in with us last month." Craig handed Oliver to his cousin and turned on his mother. "You've been training him to hate his mother because we won't let you live with us?" Janet's face went red. "I raised you better than to abandon your mother for some woman." "Some woman? We'd been married for 5 years. She's my wife and Oliver's mother." Craig was getting louder. "And you're teaching our son she's evil?" Lauren pulled out her phone. "Mom, you sent me videos of Oliver saying this stuff. You thought it was funny." She showed Craig the screen. "Look, there's 12 videos over the past month. In the videos, Janet was coaching Oliver to repeat worse and worse things. Say Mama is mean. Say Mama doesn't love you. Say you want to live with Grandma." Oliver's little voice repeated everything for treats and toys. Craig watched with his face getting darker. "You bribed our son to say horrible things about his mother." Janet grabbed Oliver from Craig's cousin. "He needs to know the truth, that you married beneath you." She bounced Oliver on her hip. "Tell Daddy what Grandma promised you." Oliver smiled big. "Grandma said if Mama goes away, I get a puppy and my own room at her house." The whole table gasped. Craig's grandmother Helen, who was 90, stood up shaking. "Janet Marie, you're sick in the head." She walked over with her cane. "Teaching a baby to reject his mother? You're the witch here." Janet backed away, still holding Oliver. "I'm protecting him from a mother who prioritizes career over family." "I'd had enough. I work 25 hours a week. You're the one who abandoned Craig for your career when he was young. That was the family secret nobody mentioned." Janet had left Craig with Robert when she went to law school and didn't come back for 3 years. That was different. I was building a future. She was getting desperate now. "You're just a bookkeeper who thinks she's important." Craig's Uncle Paul laughed bitter. "Janet, you missed Craig's first words, first steps, and first day of school. He'd helped raise Craig during those years, but sure lecture his wife about working part-time." Robert walked over to Janet. "Give me my grandson right now." His voice was steel. "You're never babysitting again." Janet held Oliver tighter. "You can't take him from me. I have grandparent rights." But Robert had already pulled out his phone. Full story on channel, link below.